Reverend Dr. Kenn Gordon, spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living, coming to you today with our October Sunday themes. And our theme this month is prosperity, abundance, and wealth. And today, October 7th, is being delivered by Reverend Suzette Wehunt, who's the senior minister of the Center of Spiritual Living in La Mesa, California. And her title is God's Bounty. You know, when we look around and we see everything that's here, we can't help but notice the bounty that's there. Even this backyard of mine is filled with an infinite amount of things that you could get. The bushes you see in the back are Saskatoon bushes. There's a maple tree. There's a fish pond. There's gardens. There's beauty everywhere I look, and there is abundance everywhere I look. The issue that we have, though, is when we don't focus on that abundance, what happens is that we don't see it. We fail to recognize it. It falls out of our consciousness so that we no longer can find it or put our finger on it. You know, in the past, in the old days, let's say, people had to rely upon what was around them in order to survive. And yes, that probably was a time when prosperity couldn't be called prosperity. But I'll share something with you. It still was there. It's always there. The only thing that prevents us from seeing it is our own consciousness, our own ability to be able to recognize it. Dr. Holmes says, if a man takes his image of thought only from their previous experience, then they continue in the bondage which those previous experiences create. Jesus understood these great laws of cause and effect in the universe, which work sometimes with the apparent slowness, but always with sureness. Eventually, we shall understand that all human bondage is an invention of ignorance. And that comes from the Science of Mind, page 110. When Jesus said, resist not, he meant that non-recognition of evil is the only way to avoid it. This is true according to the law of cause and effect. For what we persist in recognizing, we persist in holding in place. That which we refuse to recognize, we neutralize, and it's no longer there so far as we're concerned. That, too, is from the Science of Mind, page 303. On the Science of Mind, page 450, Holmes writes, unless one conceives of themselves as possessing good things, they will not possess them. From the objective world of such a one, even that which they have will be taken away. So we find ourselves in a situation where we realize that the abundance that we have in our life, the prosperity that we have, comes not necessarily from a flow from the outer effect into who we are, but actually a flow from the inner effect out into where we want to be. When we begin to concentrate and focus on the beauty, the magnificence, the prosperity, and the abundance of life around us, we attract it. It comes into our life, pressed down and flowing over, and fills us with that abundance and that wealth of riches, and more importantly, the wealth of life itself. God bless you. Talk to you next week. Thank you.